Assume your position.
Get in your spot. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Go.
Ready to go.
Wait, I need to have...
What do you got to do?
I don't know, like get some fucking
Hi.
angles.
Hi.
Why is that so...
Why is what?
Why is life so difficult?
I don't know.
What the...
Hey, everybody.
What's going on here? Hey.
Hey.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, go.
And I'm going. Todd's about to sit down, and you know what this means. This means you're in for a treat. This is the world's greatest action sports podcast. It's also
an
action sports podcast about nothing.
That's fucked up.
I'm live on YouTube.
I know.
You're live on Instagram.
I
have tape. Is tape.
I just came back from one of the most high quality productions ever, and we roll into this shit. That's really...
Oh, this is what we do.
Good
It's DIY, all
Lord.
Independent, all day. We're like the
Not WSL.
WKR. We're like the WKRP in Cincinnati, but of podcasts in Encinitas.
I feel like WKRP was run better than this.
WKRP was run really well by Les Nessman.
As God is my witness, I thought that turkeys could fly. Okay.
It's February 24th, 2025. This podcast is presented by... That's right, we got a new sponsor. This is a new sponsor that cares about mental health. Yours, mine, everybody's. That's right, Portal at portal.exp on the gram. It's a mindful apparel brand raising awareness for mental health.
What kind of money are they dropping on this podcast?
3.7% of sales of their product are donated to H37P. That's the Help podcast. They do have something called Club Consciousness. It's right down the street from Todd's house. If you're in the San Diego area, on Wednesdays, Club Consciousness at Portal. We'll be talking about Portal a lot more. They're going to be with us and helping us, and eventually they're going to be getting some questions for us to answer, because I think you and I could be very good for people's mental health.
I don't want anyone inside my head.
Well, we're coming. We're coming in.
They're not going to like what they find.
Well,
I'll tell you right now.
Follow them at portal.exp on the gram. They are a new presenting sponsor of the Monday M.A.S.S. We've got New Greens. New Greens right behind us on the wall. How do you think Todd has so much energy after being out of town, in Boston, in the snow, in the sleet, in the rains? Because he takes New Greens orally.
That's the suggested way to take New Greens. You don't have to.
Hold on. What?
You don't have to take it orally.
Wait a second.
What?
We lost something.
Did you not even record the beginning of the podcast?
Oh, this thing came undone.
Well, actually, I unplugged it on purpose.
Okay, that's your fault.
Wait, what happened? So
you unplugged the mixer. We are so dumb.
I swear, we got so much to talk about.
Hold on. Let me see where we were.
There's a lot to talk about on this episode.
Okay.
What did we lose?
Well, Todd just accidentally unplugged the mixer right when I was talking about our new sponsor, Portal at Portal EXP. That's right. This is a group of friends that I know. They started this company. It's a mindful apparel brand. Basically, they sell these clothes. They sell a weighted jacket, which is a mental and physical health invention that they came up with.
A weighted jacket?
Yeah, it's actually super rad.
What do you mean?
It's like, you know what a weighted blanket is?
Yeah.
This is a weighted jacket. And I've been wearing it around. And it's like you're constantly getting a hug. It's really nice.
Like what kind of weight are we talking?
I think 7 pounds.
7 pound jacket?
It's heavier than you might think. It's awesome. They've got meditation masks. They've got cool clothes, and all of their 3.7% of the gross sales of the product are donated to H37P. That is it's a nonprofit dedicated to education for mental and emotional health. They also have a thing called Club Consciousness that's led by my guy, Brandon Parkhurst, and that's every Wednesday here in San Diego. If you want to know how you can get involved with one of our new sponsors, our friends, Portal, follow at portal.exp on the gram. We've also got New Greens. New Greens has been here from day one.
We were just talking about how it's suggested to be taken orally, but you can, really, the sky's the limit.
I had a really quick, funny joke, but it didn't happen because Todd unplugged the mixer, which we do need for audio.
And the joke was?
Orally.
Yes, you can take it orally, or Whatever. I mean, whatever.
Orally is the most recommended way. So did you take New Greens with you on your whirlwind trip?
I rock the packets everywhere. I've got
Me
like
too.
30 of them in my carry-on.
It's right here.
There we go.
This is one of the packets. Look how thin that is. Keep that in your pocket.
Devin and I are going to
Anytime.
Big Bear tomorrow to go snowboarding.
Tight. What else we got here? Sunbum at Sunbum. And they do have a new product that I'm actually very interested in. A lot of people think that since I'm a surfer, snowboard, I'm out there in the elements, that I'm just only about the sunblock. But guess what, Todd? I love my lips. A lot of people love them. And Sunbum has a brand new hydrating SPF lip balm. And I'm excited about this product. You might not think that I'm a sensitive person, but my lips are sensitive. And I'm so happy and excited to try this new Sunbum product. And of course,
you use it orally.
Yeah, on your lips. Also, this weekend, first time in a long time on Sunday that I busted out the Sunbum spray because I went to the beach. And this is when, you get that one sunny day.
Yeah, but this is fake spring.
And then you will get your ass burnt unless you lube up with Sunbum.
We're dealing right now. The entire United States is dealing with fake spring.
Yeah.
It's not real. Time. You're going to be in the 50s this week.
I think it's sunblock season.
It's not real.
But it is sunblock season. This is when you really get burnt because your skin's not ready for it. At Mammoth Mountain. Mammoth Mountain. That's right.
They just wrapped up this weekend was the JLA Bank Slalom in memory of Jeff Anderson.
And he has an actual, on the top of Mammoth Mountain,
yes.
He's got a shrine.
Jeffy was a big part of a lot of people's lives in Mammoth. He was a great friend to a lot of us in snowboarding. And his brother Billy puts on the JLA Bank Slalom, and it's slowly becoming, or it has become, a proving ground bank slalom, much like the Mount Baker Bank Slalom and Dirksen Derby. It's up there, and there was like heavies there, like Sean Palmer, and let's see, who else was there? Andy Hetzel actually won.
And they were flying down. They're flying. And the snow conditions are epic. I mean, they got pounded like last week.
Yeah, it's been good.
So if Pipeline is firing, does that mean it's snowing at Mammoth? Is that how weather works?
There's a correlation, I think.
Because if it snows in Japan, that means Pipeline's going to fire.
There's a guy that does this this forecast predictor called Buoy Pop, which is like, he kind of reads the buoy readings that are way out there, like off of
in the sea,
like up towards Alaska.
Oh, okay, way up there.
Those dictate sometimes storm systems form. But anyways, keep going.
Okay, Spy Optic at Spy Optic. I imagine you wore spy goggles on your trip.
I did. We'll talk more about what I used the Spy Optics for, but yes, I did. Okay. I did use them. It is. I wore sunglasses snowboarding the other day. I felt kind of cool.
Sick. When was the last time you did that?
No, 25 years.
Were you in jeans?
No.
Because if you wear jeans, no shirt, and sunglasses snowboarding,
you are a big bear.
Spring break. Hansen Surfboards at Hansen Surf. Tons of snow stuff on sale still right now, which is perfect because then you can get it for the back half of snow season, which I'm assuming is going to be great.
Yeah.
Go to Hansen Surf. You can also go to Hansen Surfboards online. Machu Picchu Energy at Machu Picchu Energy. There's a reason why it's not on our desk right now. It's because every time we put it on our desk, we drink it. It's that good.
Wait.
It's that good of energy.
I swear I brought... Did you guys drink them all for band practice?
No. You brought like one.
No, I didn't. I brought a bunch.
You brought one last night. What last time? Anyway. Thank you, Machu Picchu. At Bachon's Japanese Barbecue Sauce. At Try Bachon's. Do you have an update on the Bachon's?
No, but if this is one more reminder, if you are out there and you would like to go ahead and win a couple grand and a year's supply of Bachon's, it's super easy because it really doesn't involve you having to do the craziest trick. You just need to be creative with a bottle of Bachon's and some snow. Just go. It's like, it's easy.
We took it. I was with my crew and we went up and made a little jump and off a boogie board, jumped over this ball of Bachon's.
It doesn't matter. It's simple as that.
That could win.
It's simple as
that. Except for that was my thing. So
it's a year's supply of Bachon's and $2 grand. for the first place winner. It's not hard.
Go to @try
It's
Bachans.
5 minutes of your time.
Be creative. Have fun.
You're already going to buy Bachans already because it's the best Japanese barbecue sauce on the planet.
He's right. Panic and Coffee and Tea @Panic and Coffee and Tea, the best in the business of coffee and tea, and also croissants and whatnot. And you can order it anywhere in the world, wherever you're at Panic and Coffee and Tea. Go to the gram, go to the link, boom, you got it. Bubs Naturals @Bubs Naturals. We're talking collagen, MCT brain oil, hair, skin, nails. Do it with Bubs @Bubs Naturals. Pedal Electric @Pedal.electric. Right now on the Pedal.electric website, the Core 2.0 bundle is available.
What's that?
$2,325. You get the best e-bike in the business. You get a kryptonite lock. You get a cargo rack and passenger pegs, all included in a bundle. Go to the Pedal.electric.
Not to be confused with pegging your passengers.
No, it's just like the bundle. Vessel shipping @Vessel app on the gram. I want to thank Colin in the Vessel tech support group.
What happened?
I had a problem. It wasn't a Vessel problem. It was my problem. I was like working on my phone. I didn't have my computer. I was trying to print, and I just was getting flustered, and I just emailed him.
Moron!
And he goes, boom. He sends me the label. Printed it just like that. So Vessel, not only do they make everything so easy, but even if you are not good at stuff like myself, they will help you at Vessel app, Vessel shipping. Mint Tours @Mint Tours. We're going to talk about Mint Tours in snow. DiecutStickers.com. You know it. You love it. DiecutStickers.com, the best in the business. Camp Shred is coming this weekend, Todd. March 1st and 2nd. San Leo Campgrounds.
Let me tell the people what's going on. People are already sick of your talking.
I've been waiting for you to say something.
Well,
say it.
You're hogging the mic.
I'm not. So you have your own mic.
Saturday, March 1st, 2025. Doors open at 8 p.m. It's actually a gate. This is when you can go in and start trying surfboards and wetsuits and the demos and all kinds of stuff. There's a beer garden. That opens at 11:30 a.m. for all you people that like breakfast beers. Ooh, and that goes till 5 p.m. And then we're going to have DJ Chris Cantori's going to be there. From 2 to 2:30 is Kook.
Yeah, he starts at 12.
What did I say?
No, you're right. Now you're on it.
Okay.
Now you're on the right timeline.
Sunbender, Chris's band, will be playing from 3 to 3:05.
And guess what?
One song. They're allowed to do
They're
one
nominated
song.
We are nominated for the San Diego Music Award, Best Indie Rock Song.
Really?
Yeah.
So, are you gonna accept something on stage somewhere?
I don't know if we win or not.
What if you?
We're not in it for the awards, man.
Horseshit.
We're in it for the tens and maybe 14 people that come out to
That's what they also. And from 4 to 5 p.m. is Strawberry Fuzz. I don't know what that is, but it sounds sexual.
It's great.
Surfday, March 2nd. The event opens at 8 a.m. It goes till 4 on Sunday, so you got to get there quick.
Get there early.
You can go down to the surfboards. Beer garden once again is open till 4. Donuts and DJ set with Chris Coté from 11 to 12:30. Oh my goodness gracious, that is crazy.
Yeah.
12:30 Juvenile Seagulls go on. 1:30 Monarch goes on. 2:30 Isaiah Mitchell, Jimi Hendrix Experience featuring Nico Pompeo.
Brian Cantrell.
So that's
all
it.
Presented by Surf Ride.
There you go.
It's going to be an awesome event. Super fun. Todd, I've got a.
And that's all we have for the show this week.
It's advertainment.
Can we get into the show?
Yes.
There's a lot to fucking talk about.
I know. This is part of it. This is super rad. You know who Shawn Hale is? Pro skater.
Yep.
Just dropped an insane, multifaceted part to do to super gnarly.
What do we got?
So, do you know what plantar fasciitis is?
Yes.
Do you have that?
No, but I know people that have it.
Okay, so our friend Shawn Hale is an inventor. And I saw this invention on the internet and I thought, Todd is going to love this. Okay, this is a new product right here.
Because I'm in the market for some hookahs right now.
This is a new product right here. Is that what they're called? Invented by...
Are those called hookahs? The fake shoes?
AVOS.
No, you know what I'm talking about? The correctional shoes?
No, those are not.
Did you get a pair of these for me?
I got you a pair. And this
Chris,
is... Okay, so
what
this is...
are these?
Let me show you.
These are slides.
They're slides, but in the slides, you have this right here. So there's a hole, and then there's this. There's actually
how do I do it?
There's a couple of different. You can do this on your own time.
Like durometers.
So there's a couple of different sizes of ball, and so these are AVOS Therapy slides. They provide a simple, effective way to integrate physical therapy into your daily life.
Holy shit, Chris!
This is cool, right? So basically, it's designed to enhance flexibility, increase performance, reduce injury risk caused by muscle stiffness.
Well, yeah. I already do this, Chris. I when I go on the airplane, I flew 6 hours yesterday back from Boston.
Where you put your foot on a tennis ball?
I do. I put my foot on a tennis ball. This is like putting your foot on a tennis ball.
Yes. Shawn, thank you for these.
Wow, these are sick.
And this is this is a dude that flies off shit down handrails. Like the guy's really gnarly skater. He wants to skate for as long as possible. Him and his partner came up with this concept.
Are sick.
So you basically, you can wear these for like 15, 20 minutes a day like this. And you can put the flat ones in if you want just straight up slides, but pretty rad.
Dude, and if you guys are you guys are if you wear skate shoes all the time, and like Chris and I probably have been for the rest of I've been wearing basically the equivalent of pain shoes for God knows how long. Right. My arches are collapsed.
Well, that's what this is for. It's
I
to
know,
help you.
dude. This is
good.
This is really good.
I knew you'd like that.
Wow, and I might need
Aren't you happy?
I might need these big ones.
Go for it.
Keep going.
Try them all. Try them all.
I got them.
Yeah, and maybe next week we'll get Shawn Hale on the phone. He would just be a rad.
Fuck, these are sick, dude.
And you did mention skate shoes. I also got you some skate shoes.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You did?
I just got you some kind of just basic chill shoes from Globe right there.
Sick. Globe?
Yeah. Because I saw, here, those are for you too. So we got the after skate shoes, the AVOS. And then, so I saw these on the internet. These are those new, what are they called?
What are those?
The Christian Maloof Pro models.
Do you put a penny in there?
They're like loafer style shoes to skate in. I saw those, and while I was there, I hit up my friends at Globe, and I was like, "Yo,
this is
you gotta get some of these."
I didn't even know Globe was still in business.
Yeah, and those look like your type of skate shoes right there.
Yeah, and these are the reason that my arch is fucking
There
destroyed.
you go. You skate in those, then you put the AVOS on.
All right, let's get into this
Everybody
podcast.
wins.
This is going to be great.
Surf news, or do you want to start with snow news?
No, we can start with just go.
Let's just do a show.
Go.
Surf news is brought to you by our friends at Sunbum. At Sunbum, it's time to get sunburned, and it's time to prevent.
Let me lead into this because you've been busy. I've been busy. Last week we didn't do a show last week because you were at the Big Wave tour in Nazare.
Blame it on the big waves.
So you split out of here. You got the 48-hour red alert.
Yeah.
Get ready. We're going to the airport. Stress pack. Let's hear it because there's been a lot of talk within the surf community that follows that sort of thing. That there was last weekend when it went down, and then someone rode a 100-foot wave this week. Supposedly.
Give or take.
Okay, so give us the load.
So basically, it gets. I'm on a call. This is a window that's 6 months or so. 5 or 6 months, and every once a week you get this ping on your phone. It's like, all right, it could happen Tuesday. And you're like, oh shit, rearrange everything. Anyway, so it happened. It went down. I jumped on a plane, flew straight there, landed the night before in Lisbon, drove a car hour and a half to Nazare, and it was. They didn't think it was going to be as big and as consistent as it actually was, but it was, in terms of a big wave event, I think it's not the bigger the better, it's the more consistent the better. You just see more action. So it was a 4-hour contest, teams of 2, it was like 30, 40, 50-foot faces, big waves by any stretch. Not like death-defying for these surfers, but super entertaining. Really fun event to call, and it was just like a whirlwind. Got there, did the event. The next day, I got to hang out, walk around Nazare, and it was a really cool little town. And then flew home. And made it. Made it. These guys are like, it's almost closer to snowboarding than it is to surfing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
They were doing like butters,
big 360s on the face. So what was the danger?
Well. This is my first time, I've been to Nazare, but I've never seen it break like this. So the danger is there's no channel. Mm-hmm. So you're getting smoked on every other wave, no matter how good you are. There's caves, there's jet skis flying around. Kai Lenny got there, but none of his stuff got there. And you can imagine, for a big wave surfer, you really got to have your right stuff. You got to have your good stuff. So at the end of it, it was Nick Von Rupp and Clement Rosero. who won for the women or for the men. It was just like it was a super rad event. Justine Dupont won for the women, and everybody was safe. There was one injury. What's her name? Ripping. See, like I said, it was a whirlwind.
I mean, what's that?
No, it was sick.
Never mind.
It was sick. It was an awesome event. My brain's not working because I'm still feeling a little jet lagged from that.
I hear you.
And I would say just watch it. Super entertaining, real fun to watch. A different type of event than your average event, and like I think a spectacle for anyone. And the arena that you're in was super rad. Thousands of people from all over the world, like in this Coliseum, watching the Big Wave event go down. So pretty sick. And then another
natural selection surf
event. Yeah, this happened in January?
Yeah, happened a couple
Edited,
weeks ago.
Packaged, and then presented as not fake live. It was edited but live, right? How would you describe the presentation of it?
It was
a 2-day show.
Basically, it was a 2-day show. There was a window that was ready to go. They put this thing together, and
is this the same as they do in snow?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same thing. It's
called live to tape, I would say.
Basically live to tape, and it was like they wanted to have this thing. You know what? Why don't we have somebody else tell us about this?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna hit up somebody right now.
Are you gonna make a call?
Yes.
On your computer.
I'm gonna make a call on my computer.
Wow. So you could almost hold your computer up, and it'd be like we're talking to this person.
No, kind of, but we're not gonna do it that way. We're gonna do it this way.
Okay. Who are we calling?
We are calling Liam.
Okay.
We're gonna call the event director for Natural
Selection. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
If he answers, it'll be a fucking miracle. I'm sitting here texting him. Liam? You better answer the fucking call right now. You're making me look like an asshole. All right. He's gonna get back to me. He literally just. It's the same thing. It's
called live to tape.
What the hell's that?
That's us.
Live to tape. What is that?
You're recording us now.
That's.
And now you don't know how to stop it, do you?
Why? Oh, here we go.
Oh my God. We're very prepared, folks.
Liam.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
You're live. You're live on the Monday M.A.S.S. This is an action sports podcast about nothing, but today we have you as a guest on here.
That's something.
And we're talking about natural selection surf, and we thought, why not go
to the source?
And call the snow guy. Call the snow guy about the surf event.
Well, you're Natty Select from soup to nuts.
This is true. We do have a whole team on surf, though.
Yeah. Okay. So what makes natural selection? I'm holding the microphone. You can't see it, but I'm holding this in the most awkward way
as a production
possible
person. You would really embarrassed.
You would be appalled at the production value that we have over here at the Monday M.A.S.S. So tell us what the whole idea was about. Like, why did you guys bring on natural selection surf?
Well, I mean, there's a broader question. Why do we go beyond snowboarding in the first place?
Right.
I think since we started this thing, and by we, like, there's a whole crew here, Travis obviously being the visionary behind the whole thing, there's been a desire to find spaces in sports where there's sort of an unmet need, an unmet demand, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was really clear in snowboarding. There was this space that sort of sat in between, like, traditional competitive snowboarding, right? Half-pipe, slopestyle, big air, and then filming. Right? There's a huge space in between those two things where we're like, oh, we can do an event in that space that looks like what you would do if you wanted to go film a video part, but it ends with someone on a podium. And I think that space exists in surf, it exists in bike, it exists in ski, and it took us a while to figure out, like, all right, who are the right people, who are the right places, because so much of this is about putting athletes in the right place at the right time in the right conditions, way that makes it look interesting and makes it look good, right? Because there's a lot of events out there that don't do that. They go to the wrong place with the wrong people and they don't capture it well, and it doesn't like telegraph this thing that we see from like video parts, because that's really like the penultimate of like where you see progression happening across all these sports. But that video part style of riding doesn't reach the masses in the same way that a contest does. It's not relatable in the same way that results are. So whether it's surf or bike or snowboard or ski, like if you figure out like, all right, what's the best crew? Who are the best athletes in this space? What's the best location? What's the best time to go there? That's kind of been the formula. It's been successful for snow, and we've heard for years from athletes in other spaces, like, we want that too. How do we get that? So it was really just answering that question. Like, all right, well, we're finally at a place where we've got the right crew, we got the right location. We're going to put together a group of athletes. We're going to take them there and see what happens. And so far this year, we're doing 4 this year for the first time. We've been dabbling in bike for a while, but we hit it really well with surf, as people saw, right? Like, yeah, the opening day was maybe bigger and gnarlier than the finals day, but as far as surf comps go, where sometimes, you end up doing finals in like pretty questionable conditions, like that was a solid first go in surf. And then bike in New Zealand just happened. That'll air on March 5th. Like that course build was pretty progressive. Like yeah, a couple people didn't make it through practice, but I'd say that's fairly typical of big gnarly mountain bike events. And like I think when people see that from New Zealand, obviously in snow, we've been doing it for years. Travis started this thing in 2008 with the original national. In 2012 and 2013 at Baldface, we've been back as natural selection, doing events kind of all over the place for the past 5 seasons. And then, yeah, this spring in AK, for the first time, like bringing this to the skiers, because they've been asking for it since day one. Right. How do we get a piece of this thing? Because they, too, see a space that exists between, like, traditional kind of spin to win,
yep.
like, N+1 progression, where the trick that wins next weekend is +1 to whatever won last weekend, right? It just gets kind of predictable at a certain point.
Right.
But yeah, giving people the opportunity to express themselves like they would if they were free riding or free surfing or shooting a video part.
Well, we definitely applaud that. I mean, obviously, you've been super busy. I'm actually shocked that you answered the phone, because Natty Select Snow is coming up in like a week and a half. So
I'm in Revelstoke right now. You caught me. I'm actually on my way to go meet with Travis and talk about Alaska. Mike Douglas, who runs all our ski stuff, he just got back from Japan. So we're just going to go do like a 2-hour mind meld on what the plans are up there, because Alaska, as always, is a bit of a beast as far as production logistics go. But yeah, things in Revi here are pretty awesome. We just got a ton of work done before this storm cycle that just pushed through, and things are looking really good right now.
And so once again, for the people that are watching and listening to the podcast, what are the window dates for Natty Select Snow?
Snow is March 10th through the 17th. So right now we're just wrapping duels. Actually, we just did final sign off on all 6 episodes today. Those are in QC, quality control, and will air on the 27th. So if you want to binge watch all 6 episodes, those will be on Red Bull TV in 3 days, March 27th. And then on March 5th, we've got NST Bike from New Zealand will be airing on Red Bull TV. And then March 10th, the window opens for NST Snow. That one will be live for 2 days in the window between March 10th and March 17th, which will be pretty insane. And if you're in the Revelstoke area, we'll have like full live production, big screen out in the backcountry. You can get there off the top of the Stoke chair if you know where to go. And then the ski event, that one won't be live, because live from Alaska is like
difficult.
Yeah, we'll get there someday. I just need someone to write me a really big check.
Well,
I know how to do it. I just don't know how to pay for it yet.
Right.
But that one will air on April 17th.
Sick. Well, thanks for taking the time to answer the phone. I can always count on that. I can't wait. Obviously, like, I love doing Natty Select with you guys. It's so fun. So I'm just as excited as everybody else is.
Yeah, and I literally have like goosebumps. I'm so fired up right now. Like it's an exciting time of year for us. We are kind of like over the hump with two big events under our belt, the 6 duels under our belt. We're into the part of the season where we're doing what we know now. Like we're back focused on snowboarding and winter stuff, right? This has definitely been a huge learning curve for us. I got to give a shout out to Jason Murray, who's been working with us on the surf side, Jody in Hawaii, who's been working with us on the surf side, the whole Ether team who did the capture. Like we're working with some folks who know surf, right? Like we're not going to come in as a bunch of snowboarders and tell surfers how to do their thing. You know, on the bike side, working with Todd Barber and Jeremy Grant and his whole team, like those guys are core mountain bike. Like we know snowboard, and then on the ski side, working with Mike Douglas and all the athlete advisors. It's really important to us that we're listening to people in those spaces so that we get it right out the gate.
Sick. Well, we'll, I guess probably next time I talk to you will be via headset somewhere.
Yeah, you'll be sitting in Santa Monica, and I will be standing on top of the chorus of the radio.
I'll be watching from right here.
Yeah, and Chris will be watching from right here. Well, thanks, Liam. Yeah, we'll be talking to you like next week or so, but thanks for giving us the heads up on Natty Select Surf.
Yeah, thank you guys. First time caller, long time listener. Good to be on the Monday M.A.S.S.
The first time for everyone, Liam. All right, we'll see you later, buddy.
Later.
Usually the first time kind of hurts, but that was...
The first time hurts? What is going on over here now? Jesus
God.
Christ, it's Inception. All right, keep going.
Whoa! So that was kind of a look in. We pulled back the curtain about the production of it, why, the who, what, when, where, why. Talk about the actual event. As Liam just said right there, opening day at Natural Selection was absolute mayhem. It was described by Soli Bailey as chopo, but a right that grinding down the reef like Kira.
Mm-hmm.
One of the gnarliest waves I've ever seen.
A lot of people said they got the best waves of their life.
Eitan Osborne said he got the best wave of his life. Al Cleland Jr., Harry Bryant, Soli, basically went psycho mode on day one. Soli Bailey, who eventually went on to win. This was an event that showcased Mia Coco Brown in a huge way. She basically came out of this as a superstar, a global threat in big waves, small, in any type of waves.
Mm-hmm.
We know how good she is in the air. They're saying she's like the next.
Like the one
the
that's
next big thing.
The person that's touched.
Her and Kara Pinkerton were in the final, and finals day was pretty sick. I watched everything, and you know, I think it's hard when there's like that amount of chaos and open ocean, just hectic shit going on. To like encapsulate that in a show. I think they did a great job. I obviously would have loved to have been there to talk about it, but I watched it as a fan and it was super rad. So Pipeline has been going on for like a month straight. And every single day when it's pumping like that, it's bad things are gonna happen because it's like, you know, usually it breaks a couple times a month. But when it breaks for that long, things get gnarly. There's been a couple victims of Pipeline. The latest one, Makai McNamara, knocked out, revived on the beach, currently in the hospital. He's on the mend. He's getting better, but super, super scary. Bad wipeout. And then just 2 weeks ago, it was Lucas Godfrey that got it, a.k.a. Skywalker. And then right before that, Imo Zermak, Tahitian surfer, broke his back. Last year, he broke his back again this year at Pipeline.
Gosh.
So Pipeline is taking numbers.
It's pretty serious.
It's very serious. And, you know, I think the best way to watch it is Nathan Florence's vlog, which shows everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. Obviously, Jamie O'Brien's vlog, like, is on it. But there's a lot of, like, localized YouTube channels that just are, like, focused on pipe. So you really get to see everything. It's pretty rad.
That's cool.
What else we got here? I just read this story about Vasco Ribeiro. So Vasco Ribeiro, he was a former world junior champion, one of Portugal's best ever. So, no, like people didn't know this, but he was going through heavy drug addiction.
Okay.
He's partying. And he was at an event, this is a couple years ago, and they asked to drug test him. He said no. And just by saying no, because he knew that he was probably going to come up with something, which I don't think party drugs are performance enhancing. They're not. But he got in a lot of trouble. So he was banned for 3 years. just read this on Stab. So the WSL said he could come back and compete because it was like an ISA Olympic ban.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I don't know, the red tape, something happened. So he got okayed. He went to Morocco to compete. And at the last minute, they said there was like...
They said no.
They blocked him again.
Wow.
So a tough... I was going to say a tough pill to swallow, but that's probably not the right terminology to say here. A tough moment for Vasco, who has since cleaned up his act. The dude's an amazing surfer. And, you know, this is just one of those unfortunate stories where, look, he broke the rules. He's paying his penance now. He will be back in competition. It's just like an interesting kind of wild story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In Hollywood news, Matthew McConaughey almost got barreled. Did you see his clip from Surf Ranch?
No.
Bro, you got to bend your knees.
Oh, is he fentanyl folding?
He's
doing the fentanyl
so Raymana
surf
drops
style?
him off.
Yeah.
And he's on the wave. He wants to get barreled. The problem is Raymana's telling him to bend his knees, loosen up. Brother, I love you. Bend your knees, loosen up. Come back to me. And then he just scarecrowed it straight up, bent over that way. His knees did not bend. So, Matthew, you got to bend those knees, and you will get barreled.
All right.
There you go.
All right. What else we got?
Mason Ho, his tribute to Tommy Peterson's Fireball Fish video is out now on YouTube. It's beautiful. And this was one of the most famous underground surfboards ever made. It was first seen in Searching for Tom Curran, the little Fireball Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mason just dropped a new video edit on it. It's so
Anytime
good.
Mason drops anything, you want to watch it.
Noah Dean used to be in a band called Skaggs. Skaggs is still around, and they're bigger than ever. Toby Cregan, John Lanny, Benny Reed. That's the band. Toby Cregan, amazing surfer himself. They're actually coming to Soma in San Diego tomorrow night, February 25th. Skaggs, punk rock.
Sick.
Go check them out.
Let's do snowboard news because I think people really want to hear.
They really want to know
what went down
about Todd's big Boston Red Bull blowout.
Okay.
Snowboard news presented by Mammoth Mountain.
So
Todd.
here we go. So last weekend, or this weekend that just went past,
Yes.
I went back to Boston for Red Bull Heavy Metal.
Back to Boston.
And let me tell you, I did a Red Bull Heavy Metal contest in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, like probably 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, will you come and do the Boston one with Grenier and Chris Grenier and host this thing because you guys are both from New England?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, sign me up." So I warned them. I said, "Yo,
There's gonna be a lot of people.
you guys don't realize what this is going to be like. Like, you think this Minneapolis thing is big? New England is going to show up." And I told them this, but I did not expect the amount of human beings to come out that did.
Tens of thousands?
They're claiming, the news is claiming 20,000. I would say conservatively 10,000 people. And 10,000 people in front of City Hall in Boston and in
This is right downtown?
This is right downtown. It's right near Faneuil Hall, kind of like a block, 2 blocks away from the aquarium and all these other sites of Boston. If you've ever been there, I used to get kicked out for skating in front of City Hall like all the time back in the day. Like, you would just get kicked out instantly. As soon as you put your board down, you're kicked out. So they made the Red Bull Heavy Metal, the park crew from Loon, Frankie Bird Productions, a good friend of mine, Orrin, Joe Sexton, he was involved in this, and they came out and they put together this great setup where they basically enhanced some of the features of City Hall to make this fun thing. So we roll over there that morning. Practice starts at like 11 o'clock or something, and by the event was supposed to start at 2. By 1:30, it was a sea of people. If you go to my Instagram, crazy. Everybody, and you look and you see how many people showed up, and that amount of people just continued to build and build and build. And then on the other side, when they had there was 3 zones. There was basically just a down bar, and then then they moved on to like kind of a jumpy wall ride thing, and then the final thing was this monster kink rail that was on the other.
4 kinks.
There was a lot of kinks. Very
kinky.
Very kinky. moved down to the other side of the building, and it was just a sea of human beings.
And they knew the tricks. They were cheering. They were pumped.
I don't know, and quite frankly, I don't care. We were
Yeah.
talking about that a lot during the event, like how many of these people kind of just walked by happenstance upon this
You know what I call that?
crazy snow.
An accidental tourist.
Accidental tourism.
And those are who you want at your events.
I don't care.
They're pumped.
It was so insane, and to see that many people show up for snowboarding, and I don't care if you're an accidental tourist, but you stopped and you stayed and
Yeah.
you watched and
That's
you
rad.
listened and you saw people throw down, and it was. I mean, Zeb Powell was in full Zeb mode. There were people freaking like, climbing up like trees, and like it was nuts. We
That's
were
rad.
told by the powers that be at the city, Grandies and I were like, look, this is what we call a riot level crowd. Like this was like during the event.
Yeah.
This is what we call a riot level crowd. We would really suggest that you guys avoid riling this crowd up in any way.
They said that to you.
They said that to us because it could get gnarly. And either way, irregardless, the city's gonna fucking burn. And it was nuts. It was so fun.
That's so
people
rad.
threw down, all the competitors. Like to have that many people show up for you to throw down for them was incredible.
And a lot of the competitors aren't necessarily the ones that are in X Games.
No.
At
These
the
are
big events.
these are people that are handpicked from like the streets.
Yeah,
they're really good at riding rails. A lot of talent from the Midwest. A lot of talent from back east. It was awesome to see them and be able to throw their hat in the mix with like what people consider to be a snowboard spectacle. Now, this event and the amount of spectators blew everyone's mind. New England showed up. I knew they would because we need more events like this. I said it in an Instagram post I had this morning. Was like,
you got emotional, huh?
well, it's not like I didn't get emotional. I just know that like
Yeah, you did.
the U.S. Open used to be a solid event on the East Coast that would bring people out of the woodwork to come to gather together and support snowboarding. Then we had the Dew Tour that came there for a couple of years. The X Games was hosted there for a little bit, or was it 2 seasons? Yeah, X Games was hosted there for 2 seasons. Grand Prix used to go there. No one goes to the East Coast anymore for events. And it's lame because we finally bring something there. And I'm like, see, I told you, if you bring it there, and I guarantee you that there's people at some big ass events right now. There's a whole bunch of snowboard events dropping. We just had a big announcement today from Snowboard League about like their stops. They're going to Aspen, they're going to Locks, they're going to China. Fuck that. Go to the East Coast. You want to bring people out? You have an event back east, and you will see the people come out. You want to see and support the snowboard scene. New England is not jaded, man. Like they want to see it. They want to be. Like when I was growing up back there, we didn't get shit. Like no one really came back and showed anything. Any shine to the East Coast.
Well, that's what's always been like in East Coast surf events too.
It's stupid.
Virginia Beach, Jacksonville, when there's a big surf event on the East Coast,
they show up,
and they have a good time and they appreciate it.
Totally. And it's like, look, there's so much talent coming out of the East Coast. Like a good portion of some of the gnarliest riders from the United States have grown up on the East Coast because you cut your teeth in the shittiest marginal conditions ever.
Yeah.
And people don't care if they have to throw down on ice. They absolutely will.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you,
It looked like a great event.
X Games. I'm telling you, Snowboard League, X Games League, whatever the next
league,
the next
league,
thing.
league.
I mean, I don't know what it's Monster Energy, Dew Tour, whatever the fuck you want to have it be. Rockstar. Go back east. Find a way to make it happen. These resorts and everyone in New England just paid attention to what happened.
Yeah.
They know that if Boston can get 20,000 people out to watch this thing, then maybe you can get 10,000 people to Killington or Stratton. And I will say this, that Homesick that goes down next month, I believe it starts the 21st at Stratton. That event is really special. And also
that's a gathering, right? That's like a tribal
and also
gathering.
Last Call at Loon. Those 2 events are back to back. We had Bomb Hole Beatdown that went down on the East Coast. So the events are coming back, but like, look, throw some money at something.
Yeah.
Red Bull did, and boy, did it ever pay off.
Yeah.
Like it's the ROI on what they spent to have that, and the exposure, and what these riders got to experience, and what the fans were given. Dude, bring it.
That's return on investment.
Bring it. I think that the East Coast deserves it because they're the ones that like.
It's heart.
Yeah,
soul.
There's a lot of heart there. It's not this fuzzy Johnny come lately bullshit on the West Coast, and I'm serious when I say that. Like it's very easy to go be a casual snowboarder on the East Coast, on the West Coast.
Right.
On the East Coast, you got to earn it.
Yeah.
Because you're riding in marginal conditions. Another huge shout out. I went to Wachusett, the resort that I grew up skiing at. I went there on the Friday before we did Red Bull Heavy Metal. Awesome. It was great. Cool. I just, I can't get, it's a totally different experience than snowboarding and riding out west. And I'm here for it. It's awesome.
You were there for it.
I was there for it, and I'm here for it.
And you're here for it emotionally.
Also, let's see. Coming up, like I just said, Shaun White's Snowboard League just announced their tour dates.
There we go. There's a little interview on Slush magazine with Shaun White. That's a nice little explainer. But here are your events. Right
so this year, March 7th through 8th, we're gonna have a half-pipe contest at Buttermilk and Aspen Snowmass. I will say it again. If you have events in Aspen, you're not going to get any people to go there and watch it because not only are you charging $50 to go on the hill to watch the actual event, but it costs $1 zillion to stay overnight there.
Okay.
So another incentive to have events where the public can go and partake and be merry. So that's the first one, March 7th through 8th, 2025. December 4th through 6th, 2025, Secret Garden, China.
Yeah.
So that's number 2. The third event will be the 26th through 28th of 2026, and that will be back
in Aspen.
Buttermilk. And then the fourth event will be at Laux in Switzerland, the 19th through 21st of 2026. So, we got, he wants to do something. This is going to be great for, it's a tour. It's another invite-only tour. Please stop doing invite-only tours because we're not going to get any younger kids to come up and be the next superstars if we constantly invite the same fucking people to do these events. You feel me?
I hear you.
Right?
I hear you.
How are we supposed to nurture the next level of rider? How are we supposed to let them...
Do you know who the invitees are? You have a feeling.
Well,
let's think positive. Maybe they will invite some new stars.
Maybe they will, but I'm just saying that you need to have some kind of a feeder event,
right?
Like they used to.
Okay.
And those events are few and far between. And the U.S. Open, back in the day, was the last. No, U.S. Open was truly an open event. You could fight through from Monday.
Oh, really?
You'd get there on Monday, start in the qualifier series, and keep making rounds. And that, like, you could be some unknown kid from the East Coast, Midwest, West Coast, wherever, Europe. I mean, Terry Hawkinson. That is how he came up. He showed up at the U.S. Open back in the early 90s and basically made a name for himself by the end of the weekend.
Like, entered at the bottom of the hill?
Exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that is it. So that was Red Bull Heavy Metal, and that is Snowboard League. A couple projects have dropped. Austin Sweeten's Board Slide Worldwide dropped Konbini, which was his powder vacation in Japan.
It's the name Konbini is a Japanese name given to the ubiquitous convenience stores,
yes,
which we love. The best restaurants in town are in Japanese gas stations.
Yeah, they are. So his video is all about Ride and Pow. You get to see him, Mateo, and let's see, Griffin Siebert's in there, Cholmak's in there, who else is in there? Ken Cummins. It's really, really cool. And there is one particular clip of Austin riding this like stack of pillows that goes from his POV to a pullback shot that Lucy shot, and it is nuts. It really gives you a idea of how wild the terrain is that Austin Sweeten is very, very comfortable in.
Yeah.
And like Liam said, we've got natural selection that starts in just a few weeks. And then right after that, we've got Homesick. There's a lot of events still happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ride Bear tomorrow.
Tight.
I'm very excited to go and do that.
I have something kind of cool. Our friend Jon Veder up in Whistler actually, he pitched this idea. He said, hey, we got some homies who are natural selection duels coming up. You want me to do an interview? I have an exclusive interview for our listeners only. Sorry, live people.
If we had Patreon, this would be a great place to
if I wasn't using my phone to film this on YouTube, I would be able to show you. But our friend Jon Veder interviews a great snowboarder, Brin Alexander.
Cool.
He's on the chairlift, first peak chair up in Whistler. Exclusive interview for our listeners with Brin Alexander, and that's going to happen right now. Okay.
That was it.
So there you go. Thank you, Jon Veder, our guy on the scene in Whistler. Last thing in snow news, you know my son Roman, parkour whiz.
Learned front
and
flip
so many
instantly.
people were saying like, dude, get this kid on a snowboard. Well, guess what? He's on a snowboard, and he just learned. He said his goal at the beginning of the year was to pull a tame dog.
Nollie front flip.
Yeah, and he did it.
Sick.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Kid goes snowboarding like twice a year. And
I'm excited. Snowboarding, I feel like is in a I came back from Boston like really pumped, really energized with good vibes.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool. I like to come from events. Like a lot of times I come from events and I'm just like, meh,
tired.
It's just another one.
Yeah.
Just the usual suspects one, blah blah blah. But this one was truly like it was a cultural event.
Yeah.
And I'll say it again, East Coast snowboard fans are the best snowboard fans.
They do it up.
Boom.
They really do it up.
There we go.
What else we got here?
We have skateboard news?
We got skateboard news brought to you by Spy Optic. This is a bummer. One of the most famous skate spots in the world, MACBA, in Barcelona, is under threat.
What do you mean?
They've started construction to redo. Basically, it's a big museum, and outside this museum, famous skate spot. Every skater in the world eventually someday wants to go there, but on any given day there's 100 kids out there skating. So basically it's under threat right now of being completely destroyed. There is if you go to @MACBALife on the gram, #SaveMACBA, they've already reached 25,000 people in this petition to see if they can at least save parts of it to skate, because it's one of those places that's transcended a museum plaza to become one of the most famous,
culturally significant
skate spots in the world.
Yeah, sure.
So that's happening right now. So hopefully they can do something to save that. In Riverside, there was a video that is so lame.
What?
So 2 police officers responded to like some kind of call. You know, there was junk around this yard or something. So they're on video. They don't know they're on video. They walk in, and there's a skateboard on the ground, and they don't know that they're being filmed. So they start rolling around on the board and like awing it and like.
Wait, on the call?
They're on the call, and so they're screwing around on the skateboard, and for some reason, one of the cops focuses the board.
What?
Out of nowhere.
Really?
It's the weirdest video, but they got busted.
Wow.
And now they're being sued for being kooks.
Sick.
This is good news. A safe space skate park has just opened in Baghdad. So a big skate park in war-torn Baghdad, Iraq. At the moment, there's about 25 male and female skateboarders, but Baghdad, I just read, has 9 million people. So this skate park could be, boom, the seed that gets kids in Baghdad skating, which is super rad.
Interesting.
Riley Hawk made a new video called War Cry. It's insane. Figgy, Colin Provost, Jake Hill, John O, Jake Braun. Most of it's in and around North County, so that's pretty fun to see. Ray Barbie has a new edit called Explordinary, which is dope.
I have some skate news.
Yeah, okay. What do you got?
Let me just throw it in here. So
throw it in.
Chuck
it out there.
Like 2 weeks ago, I got this really cool. Remember Shut Skateboards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I get this.
New Jersey.
Yeah. So I get this really New York.
New Jersey.
Shut was absolutely huge. Like in the '90s, Shut kind of came out. It was
Rodney Johnson, right? Or He's the guy that started it with Chris Pastris' friend.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then also Bruno Musso.
Yes. The
So
homie.
like
Might not have been wrong.
it was huge on the East Coast. Like all the best kids in Boston rode. They were skating shut skateboards.
Yes.
Sheffy was on shut.
Yep.
Back in the day. So like, I get this package. It's a bunch of stuff in there. A skateboard. I got a skateboard with Bruno Musso on the skateboard.
Nose wheelie?
No, it's
Okay.
not the World Trade Center nose
Okay.
wheelie, but it's just him standing with like a JFA shirt and like a mullet. It's incredible. I'll show
And it's
you.
a deck?
It's a deck.
It's
But
right
then
here.
I also got basically like a cultural journey. It's a hardcover book called Full Bleed.
Yeah.
And it's about like skateboarding in New York City during that time frame and forward.
That's cool.
All the heavies from Harold Hunter to the guys, the cast of kids through Tino Razzo and like all these, Chris Pastris and all these different people that kind of came up, Bruno and all the heads, really. Brooklyn Banks, all the iconic spots.
Sick.
It is the coolest. If you guys get a chance and you guys like to have, physical media that means something,
That's meaningful.
Full Bleed, it's basically a journey through New York skateboarding and its impact on culture.
That's right.
I mean, there's nowhere really on the planet that I think that skateboarding has directly impacted fashion and hip hop, and it all just really came together in New York City during that time.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
I like that.
It's called Full Bleed.
Full Bleed. Okay. It's skate news, it's surf news, it's snowboarding news, nerd news, a couple little nerd news things here. It's Rad Day coming up. The classic Rad BMX movie is going to return to theaters on March 20th.
No
Check
shit.
out, and there's a new documentary about Rad coming out soon at Rad Documentary. I started the new episode of the new season of White Lotus. It's super cool.
Another bike shout out.
Yeah, bike shop.
Okay, so my son has a YouTube called Chihu TV.
Choo!
They recently passed the 100K subscribers.
Do they know how to work a camera?
They do.
Where are
passed,
they?
They
They should
passed
be
the
in here.
100K subscribers on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
They are at 110,000 now. Like they are going.
You need to
dude.
say, son, you got to post your old dad's.
He calls me a moron daily about this fucking
well, tell them
wet
to come in
cardboard
here.
box of a
Chew,
podcast.
guys,
that we
come
have.
on in, help us out.
Hey, some people like this.
Well, I was just
I
gonna
don't want to
say,
change.
we do have people who asked questions, but they're in my phone.
No, I got it. I got you right here, dude.
You got a couple of them.
I got you with the questions. Okay,
You open the
so
Monday M.A.S.S.
I will open that
One.
too. There was also there was a great bomb hole episode last week with Charles Beckinsale, and Charles Beckinsale is like the half pipe park. Like
Yeah,
not
I
really,
watched some of
not
that.
really pipe, but more
Yeah.
park shaper. Like he's the premier park shaper. these days.
Yes.
So there was something along the lines of in the actual episode they were talking about how the 22-foot deep super pipe killed off the resort half pipe, the actual approachable resort half pipe size, which I 100% agree with. What are you doing over there?
Nothing.
Anyway, so the first question that I have here for us is from Curtis Jackson, and Curtis Jackson says, will we get back to hiking half pipes?
Yes.
And I certainly hope so. I feel
If
like
they're
there's-
short enough.
I feel like there's a big, almost like a cultural shift these days
Right.
in things, and I feel like people are kind of putting more emphasis on what is fun more than what is spectacle. And I say this on the side of like the average snowboarder that wants to go out, not the people that are competing, because they are superheroes and they are really kind of unrelatable to the average Joe.
Right. Yeah, I get
The
it.
average Joe wants to have relatable features, relatable content. That's why all these YouTubers are so popular, because they present to them relatable content. But I feel the shift is going to a lot more user-friendly. You can still have a great time. You can still, quote unquote, go big, but it's on your own terms.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So I thought that was
Well,
cool.
this is actually funny that you say that because I was going on a trip with my lady and her 2 kids in the gnarliest storm the last week, right before I went to Portugal. I pulled out my chains for my car and they were from the 1970s and they did not fit. They were the wrong chains. Anyway, we couldn't get to the mountain. We went across the street and just hiked up this little hill and I rode down it a couple of times and it was so fun. I think it would be more fun. It was more fun to do that than go and battle on this mountain on a weekend.
Sick.
I had a blast.
Adam Metzart says, what's up, Adam? He says that snowboarding is alive and well on the East Coast, and he's making reference to the pictures that I posted yesterday from Boston. What needs to be done to get big events back on the East Coast? And I think that's a great question. I think, I went into
those big events.
Yeah, these big events. All you need to do is break the ice with one. And now everyone sees that this is a viable thing.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that we get some more attention.
Heck yeah. I got a question from Zach Sickely. I just finished Todd's book and really enjoyed it, but I'm curious to know if he ever overcame his fear of peeing in public urinals, as mentioned on page 185.
Really?
And also, thank you for teaching me what an upper decker is. Did not know that before reading Todd's book. So that tells me that he really did read your book. He's got page numbers in here. You're scared of peeing in a potty?
I don't know. I don't even remember that. Probably. I'll tell you what. Like I am weird. I can't poop basically if I'm not at home.
Yeah.
Like some people are just at home. Like you can just go poo in like a gas station bathroom. I can't. I'll hold it for like 8 days. No fucking problem.
Oh my god. You're so weird.
You're so weird.
You're so weird.
What else you got?
Well, I have some, but they're on a different. They're on the Monday. Can you get on the Monday M.A.S.S Instagram there?
What is the greatest event ever held in snowboarding, and why is it Heavy Metal Boston? Says Chris Rasinko. Well, Chris, you
answered your own question.
You actually destroyed it this weekend there, and yes, it is. It is quite possibly one of the greatest events.
Yeah.
In snowboard history. Our friend Frank Huang says, when you are doing an event, who is a better co-host? Chris Coté or Chris Grenier?
Oh, I guess that depends on the event, huh? Chris Grenier. Yeah. I vote for Chris Grenier. He's a great host.
I say you. I feel like
Well, we do it every single week.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We're boring as fuck.
I'm not.
Okay, so where am I going? Okay, I gotta go to.
Yeah, just a couple more. Just a couple more to see what's up.
Okay, I gotta log into another account. Monday M.A.S.S.
You gotta log it in.
Come on, you piece of shit.
Come on.
Log in. There we go. We got a couple more questions on the Monday M.A.S.S.
Yeah, and we gotta go. I'm gonna do some voiceovers after this.
It's literally telling me that sorry, your password is not working.
All right. Well, that's all the questions that we could get. We'll answer these other ones next week. We'll be in here on Monday, right? You're gonna be here Monday.
Yeah,
I'm
be
gonna be here
next
Monday.
week.
Everyone's gonna be here on Monday.
I'd like to just thank everyone for coming out this weekend. If you came to Heavy Metal in Boston, it was fucking awesome.
Well, I wasn't invited.
Let's do it again. So. Why don't you guys all come out to Homesick, and we can do this all over again next month. Any closing thoughts?
No, my thoughts are closed.
Okay, well.
Okay, we'll get to all those questions next week.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Hey!
Hey now.